And we're starting in 3, 2, 1. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Midline Show. I'm your host, Connor Fear. This is my co-host, my brother from another color, Jay. Jay, what's up,
I
man?
like it. I like the intro.
Yeah,
What's
what's
up,
up?
everybody?
And if you are wondering what this show is, this is a show that is dedicated towards middle school football and high school football in the state of Kentucky. Myself and Jay are middle school coaches. We are getting ready to coach at the Kentucky All-Star Classic. It is a all-star game for 8th grade, 7th grade, and 6th grade. But we've coached it before in the past, and we get the opportunity to do it again. And so, Jay, this is your second year doing Kentucky All-Star Classic, is that right?
Yes, second year.
So, second year coaching football, period, right?
Right.
For me, this is the 12th, going on 13 years for me. I started coaching football in 2013. I coached flag football for 2 years. The first year I coached, I had a little bit of experience with high school. I was just helping out, kind of getting my foot in the door. I helped with freshmen and JV on the practice days. I helped with the support staff. At the same time, I was also coaching a flag football team. The second year, that was a little too much for me because I would go from high school practice right after to youth practice. So that was like 4 to 5, sometimes 6 hours a day from like August through October. And then the rest of the year I was coaching high school. But that was a lot for me personally. Even though I was young and hungry, the next year I just focused on doing flag football. I was kind of thinking about what I wanted to do with my coaching career, since I was getting started. I got blessed with the opportunity the next year to start with 6th grade at a school, and I've been doing middle school football ever since. So that's a little brief summary of my career. Jay, you played high school football, and so how many years total did you play?
Are we counting Pee Wee, or are we just talking
Yeah,
about?
like period. So for me, I played starting in 3rd grade, and then went all the way up through middle school. I did not
I
play
started.
my freshman and sophomore years. Like the middle of my sophomore year, I came back into it and played two
Yeah.
and a half years of high school football. So
So I started right around when I was 4.
young.
Um, yeah, Pee Wee, bro, Pee Wee. So from 4 years old all the way to high school.
Wow. So
Yeah,
that's a long. You had a long career.
long
Did you
career.
have an opportunity to play college at all?
I had a few offers, just didn't take them. I was just, you're young and dumb, and you make stupid choices in high school, and you kind of got to live with them afterwards. So no, I mean, I had a few, here and there, but like I said, I made some dumb mistakes, and I had to live with them. So
We've all been there. So
yeah.
we've all been there. Um, but this is something we talked about doing. We want to cover especially middle school, and mostly what we're going to talk about. We're getting ready to talk about the what happened towards the end of the middle school year. We will talk a little bit about All-Star Classic. We did tryouts recently, so we're going to talk about our experience with that and what all went into it. We're going to give a lot of information about what the Kentucky Middle School Football Association. Also, for those listening, we're the state of Kentucky is what this show is focusing on mostly. We coach middle school football. In middle school football, you're not part of the KHSAA. We are part of an association that is kind of, I mean, they are in collaboration and they are in a partnership with the KHSAA, and they try to copy the rules just like the KHSAA, but they are their own organization. And, we're all, if you coach and you're a part of the playoffs and everything, you're a part of it. So we're gonna give out some information about that too for people that don't really know what all they do and what all they are all about. And so this is our first episode for this. We got a couple other shows that we do as well, which our big one is Football is King, a Louisville Kings podcast show. We do that. We just had 2 episodes recently, and we also do a show focusing on college and professional football. We did talk a little bit about middle school and high school on that. That episode was a little too long compared to what we want to do. We want to keep things at right about an hour or under an hour if we can. Sometimes there's a lot of stuff we talk about, and we do plan things out though. We talk about what we're going to talk about right before we start, so that it's not like we're just jumping into this and we don't have a plan. We do have a plan. Sometimes we think of things on the fly and improvise a little bit. That's fine. With that being said, I want to address something and kind of talk about something that has to do with our Louisville Kings show, because some stuff has happened today. And first of all, I think that everything that I have to say is pretty much positive, but there is something I just want to kind of clear the air for people that are going to be watching, and especially those who will be watching this and will be watching our Kings or Football is King show. So we as everyone knows, Louisville Kings is a new team for the UFL spring football team. So you can listen to both of our shows covering that. And we're not the only one recently that does the show or does a show about the Kings. There is another one that emerged, which we did put a podcast out not long after the announcement was made. And then there's another show that did a show based on the Kings. That's a video show, which, we're doing a video show now. It's mostly because we did our first podcast on Podbean, and we might go back to Podbean at some point, but right now we just kind of figured out doing TikTok and then doing YouTube. We're doing kind of both. That's the way we want to go for at the moment. And there is another show, and we just wanted to kind of let people know that we are in support of the other show. And I think when you're covering college or you're covering professional sports, you're not always going to be the only one out there. We understand that, and we knew that was a possibility coming in. And we're actually we're thrilled that that's being talked about with the team that we're going to be rooting for. With that being said, I just wanted to make sure, because there was some comments today, and the thing is, we don't want to cause division or a rivalry within our fan group. We want to support each other, and we want to be all in, all of us fans want to be together and be in with each other and be supportive of one another. And so shout out to King's Corner. If you haven't seen their show yet, check them out. They have a really good show, really good production. Those guys got good things going. And I had a conversation with one of their guys today, and he just wanted to let me know, because he saw some of the comments that was made on our Facebook page, and he just wanted to let me know that wasn't anything they had to do with, which we didn't think that from the get-go. We know if we're going to be getting into this business and we're going to be doing this, not everything's going to be positive. And I know from coaching experience, there's always criticism
always.
There's people I've learned, there's people that support me, and then there's people that have been against me for whatever reason. And that's just part of the game. We understand that. We are very, very supportive of what they're doing, and we are actually we're gonna be in conversation about working with those guys. So I want that to be known. And listen, support those guys. And if you're fans of us, like, support us, but also support them. We're gonna be supporting them. They're gonna be supporting us. So that's gonna be good. We talked today about possibly meeting up whenever the first game happens, and it's a possibility. Like that's kind of what we wanted when we talked about starting this whole thing. Like, we want to be in with the fans. We want to get to know fans. We want to be a part of the community, be a part of the fan base, and all of us like be together, because that's what's going to be great about this whole thing. So, Jay, do you have anything to add to that?
No, I mean, just be on the lookout because they, like Connor had said, they wanted to come on our show, and they had said, we could come on their show. So just look for a collab with us and them, and just be ready for all the information, we give you all.
Yeah, and what's good about that is we're not from the Louisville area, but because um, that's the only professional football team that this state has, and
Yep.
and I know Louisville's like a little different. It's sometimes they kind of act like they're a city of their own, and that's fine. But man, we got other than like the Bengals and Titans, we talked about it, like we don't have anything too close to us. Like, Louisville is closer than any of the other professional teams for us, so that's why we're excited about that, and we're fans about that, and we are supportive of anyone else that wants to cover that, because the more that's out there, the more that team is going to get recognized and
Yep.
get fans and publicity. So that's what we're all about. We're going to collab with them that way. So, because if you follow other sports, like if you're a UK fan or you're a Louisville fan, whatever, there's a lot of outlets out there. Everyone is going to usually talk about the same stuff too.
Yeah, just in different ways.
Just in different ways. I mean, we're definitely not the same. We're not the same people as them. And the information that we get, like we do our research. We put work into this. We don't
just come in here and just come off the fly and say some off the wall crazy stuff.
Yeah, and a lot of stuff we say too. It's just it's our guess, and it's our speculation and in our opinion. So we put facts out there if we can get that information. A lot of the information that we got for our shows is coming off of news outlets like UFL Access, UFL Analyst, pages like that. So we're not really stealing anything from other shows. I mean, we might. I would say we have, because me and Jay are fans of different sports shows. So, I'm a fan of like Pat McAfee, and I'm a fan of like Barstool Sports, First Take. So a lot of the ways that I might, speak or act or something like that might come from something that I've seen from that, and then I just I do that, but then I do it in my own way. And Jay's got his own stuff that he watches too. So we talked about this immediately once we heard the news. So it was an idea we had like right off the get go, because we were like, man, let's do this. Like this, when something new happens, we were like, let's jump into it, because we know there's going to be other people, and is it competition? Like I'll say this, I don't really consider them competition as far as like us trying to pull, like we don't want to pull fans from each other. If anything, we want to bring if we have fans, we want to bring it to them, and we want them to do the same thing, vice versa. It's going to be a whole lot beneficial if we are working together. So I want people that are going to be seeing this, I want them to know that. And I think I covered everything pretty much.
Yeah, you've got everything covered on that bit.
And another thing too, listen, we're not professionals, right? we're far from it. We didn't go to journalism school. I mean, I do got some college, and I did some communication classes, but we're not perfect speakers. I know some people might have. Listen, I'm a critic of myself. I've seen what I need to do better from the stuff that I record and the shows that we do. But listen, I'm not perfect, and I'm trying to be as the best version of myself every day. I understand that I might stutter a little bit and all that. Jay, you can attest to this for coaching. I mean, there's you. What was it we were making? We were kind of making fun of our coaching staff last year because there was a guy that was always saying "I" after.
Yeah.
And listen,
after every sentence.
I can be that person too. I can be that person too when I'm talking to kids. I don't know why we do it. It's a thing coaches do. There's a lot of good coaches out there that do that. They're
Well,
Nick Saban. All right.
I
Yeah. So that's just listen. That's just how coaches talk. So I mean, I know. I'm not gonna have people be nice in comments and stuff, and that's fine. I can accept that. But like, and I guess the reason why I'm not really addressing the people that are always going to be negative, I'm going to address the people that are going to sit there and possibly look at that stuff and might have an opinion one way or the other. For those who don't really care to be negative and stuff, just listen. I'm not perfect. We're trying the best we can. We're doing this for fun, and this is just something that we enjoy to do. So, especially with stuff going on in my life right now, and I don't know, because this year I didn't coach anywhere. I'm coaching the All-Star Classic, which I'm blessed to have that opportunity. I got a younger daughter, which kind of it kind of affects my decision on what I do as far as being a coach. I'm always going to be a coach, and I'm always it's not something that I can just stop doing. Really, I'm just really taking a break, and I don't know for sure if I'm going to be coaching next year at a school or not. I think there's some options for me, and really it just depends on the situation with my life and stuff. I know later on, as soon as my daughter gets older, it'll be easier for me, and I definitely will get back into it. But if I'm not coaching at a school, this is another thing for me to do that I enjoy and I can focus on. And I always need something like this in particular to do, because it's fun. It's what I love doing. I mean, look at what John Gruden's doing right now, and we all know, if we're fans of John Gruden, we follow him. We know he loves coaching, right? But he's been at Barstool, and what he's doing right now is very entertaining, and it's awesome, and you can tell he's enjoying it. We can also tell that he would love to be coaching again, but since he's doing the Barstool stuff and being a part of the media and doing videos and everything, like, you could tell he's enjoying that, and I don't think he'll ever want to stop doing that. So
I say not after getting all that free gear.
So I feel like I'm kind of in the same boat, like, in my own way and in my own world. Like, I'm kind of like a John Gruden right now. Football is always going to be a part of my life. It's a big part of me. It's never going to leave. So this is the other thing I'm doing right now. I'm enjoying it. I'm loving it. I'm learning. I love the challenge of trying to improve in something that I'm not good at and get better. And that's really been the story of my coaching career, because I really shouldn't have been doing a lot of the stuff I've done in the past 12 to 13 years. It shouldn't have been me. It should have been someone else, because I wasn't the greatest player. I know that. But I always had the heart and passion to be a part of the game, and I love the game. And even though I might not have had the talent like other people, but at least the knowledge it was always there, and it was what I was meant to be. So, here I am right now. I mean, and the midline, the show is going to be a lot of stuff like that. A lot of stuff of me this is me putting my heart out there and putting, my story out there, and I got a lot of stories to tell. And that's what we're going to do. And I want to do that with other people. I want to hear other people's stories. I want to talk to coaches. I want to hear their story. I want to hear, what they had to go through and some of the things that they like to do and some of the things that they've done. I'm a sponge. Even though I believe in my ability as a coach, I know that I can always be better. I'm not one of the stubborn people that think I know everything, because I don't. I think I know a lot, but I still have a lot of things I need to improve on and get better at and learn. So I feel like that's one of the traits that I have that can make me be a better coach. So, Jay, you got anything to add to that?
You covered everything, bro. I mean, like you said, some of the best coaches don't know it all, but like you said, it's the heart, it's the passion, it's the drive. They have to be the very best coach, or if not the very best, good at what they do. Does that make sense?
Absolutely, yeah.
Um, so I mean, we'll say, Nick Saban, for instance. Nick Saban wasn't Nick Saban until he got to Alabama.
He was a good coach at the other places he was at, like
But I'm saying, look how long it took him to get there.
Toledo, Michigan State. He coached in the NFL with Bill Belichick on the Browns.
Right, but I'm saying he wasn't a good coach to begin with, right? Went to Alabama, went there, went here, went here. It was his drive. It was his passion. It's him knowing things to be the very best coach at Alabama, to win, all them championships at Alabama. So I mean, like you said, bro, it's just for a coach, you've got to have the drive, the heart, the effort, and to know that am I doing the right thing? Am I telling these kids the right thing? So you're
Yeah.
you're 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 done a good job, bro.
Thanks, man. And one of the things too that I learned too is because especially this is why I love being a part of the All Star Classic and the stuff that we do with the Kentucky Middle School Football Association, is because I'm really excited this Thanksgiving weekend, because I'm going to be seeing guys I don't get to see maybe once or twice a year. So
Once twice a year, yep.
for that, it's always like a reunion and a yearly thing, and there's always new coaches that I meet too. And we met a coach at the tryouts from what was he from, like the Louisville area, or like no, he was from Northern Kentucky.
Which
Coach
one?
Ace. Coach Ace.
Oh, he was from like the northern part of
Yeah.
Kentucky.
But we met him. He's going to be coaching. I know he was on one of the FBU teams, right?
Eighth grade. Sorry,
Hey,
sixth grade. Sixth grade FBU. Sorry.
at FBU, but he was a
Yep.
receivers coach, which I was working with receivers, and I love it when I meet guys, and because every coach we meet has different philosophies and different ideas. But that guy,
Yep.
when we were just talking about stuff, man, we were on the same page with everything we were talking about, and it makes me feel good
And
when
and the school that he coaches for. Let me tell you, he's in a tough place.
yeah, dude, he was telling us about some of the guys like Cuff Calf and some of those.
Cubcats and Trinity and places like that. Like he's in a gauntlet of
Yeah, yeah,
just district and conference play.
but when we were just talking about different ideas and philosophies and on like how receivers play and stuff, like me and him were on the same page with everything, and
Yep.
that makes me feel good, because then I know I'm not the only one that thinks that way, and that's mostly like the right way to be coaching and be thinking about how that stuff needs to be. So it makes me feel good, and makes me it makes me feel a lot more confident in myself and in my ideology on stuff. So, but yeah, we're gonna get into some news and some stuff that has happened recently in our world in the state of Kentucky. But like we said, we're middle school coaches, and just recently the season wrapped up. They had their state championship finals last week, and there were some really good teams that made it. And first of all, congratulations to all the teams that made it. Congratulations to all the teams that made it to the regions, made it to the semifinals, and even just all the teams that made it to the playoffs. And more importantly, if you had a chance to host a playoff game, congratulations to you, because that means you guys had a really good season. You got a really good seed, and just congrats to all you guys, because that I just know from my experience, it's not easy to get a good seed and get a
No, it's
home
not.
playoff game. And when I was a head middle school coach of an entire program, eighth grade wise, every year we made it to the playoffs, and we hosted a home playoff game, and on top of that, we won and made it to advance to the next round. So that it's not always easy. The conference I was in is always the hardest, and we'll explain why here in a second, because all the teams that won this year is in our region, and those are a lot of the teams that I constantly was coaching against. So, but Jay, you ready for it?
But let's get started.
All right, let's get into the games. And I'm going in order based off of games and where they played. They started off with Division I in eighth grade. So for those of you that don't know, eighth grade in the state of Kentucky is split into three divisions, because those are where everyone has the most teams. But eighth grade Division I, we had a team really, really close to me, Northern Pulaski. They played Bullitt East, and Northern Pulaski won 20-6. So congratulations to Northern Pulaski and Bullitt East on making it to the finals. And congratulations to Northern Pulaski on winning their 11th state championship. Number 11 for Northern Pulaski. Now that is 11 state titles for all three grades.
Yeah, that's still amazing though.
Oh yeah, amazing. And here's some fun facts about Northern. So they were the first school. Now, state championships for the Kentucky Middle School Football Association. I don't think there were state championships for middle school until 2008. So that's when the Kentucky Middle School, I'm pretty sure that's when the Kentucky Middle School Football Association started. So because I was in middle school from like seventh and eighth grade. I think seventh grade year we had no state playoffs. Eighth grade year we did have state playoffs. We had a lot of injuries. I don't think we even were in the state playoffs. I think we were in our conference playoffs. But Jay, you were a little bit younger than me. Were you in the state playoffs then?
My seventh grade year, we made it to the conference. Eighth grade year, we made it to conference as well, but just didn't make it to championship.
Oh, you didn't make it to, or you didn't do state playoffs, I guess?
No.
Okay. Because I remember my eighth grade year.
We got beat. My seventh grade year, we got beat by Whitley County. My seventh grade year, and then my eighth grade year, we got beat by I want to say Somerset, or I want to say Corbin. I can't remember.
I think we got beat by Somerset, I think. I know we played Whitley, but we weren't in the same conference. Whitley was good back then, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had Dalton Sizemore, remember him?
Mm-hmm. That's when they had Boston Bryant.
Boston Bryant, yeah, dude. I'm pretty sure he gave me a couple concussions, both of those.
Yeah, that's where a lot of my CTE comes from.
From Boston Bryant.
Boston Bryant.
Shout out to Boston Bryant, head coach at Union College. So Northern's got 11 state titles now, and then the next game that happened was 8th grade Division II, another team that has made it to the state playoffs many, many times. But Corbin Redhounds played against the Rockcastle Rockets, and Corbin won 26-8. So congratulations to both Rockcastle and Corbin on a great season. And congratulations to Corbin. And Jay, you ready for this?
Hit me with it.
That was Corbin's 10th title overall.
10th?
10th state title.
That's crazy. That's a lot.
So Northern, just to compare here, Northern has 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. Corbin does not. Corbin only has 7th and 8th grade.
7th and 8th grade. Right, yep.
They have won 10 state titles. I know early on when the playoffs started, Corbin had a couple teams that were state runner-up, so I don't know how many, because I was looking that up. The only stats on the Kentucky Middle School Football Association site was they had the champions. I didn't see anything on the runner-ups, but that was Corbin's 10th state title, and Corbin was actually the first school to win both the 7th and 8th grade state title in the same year.
That's insane.
Yeah. So
that's insane.
Once again, man, Region 4 is showing out.
Region 4 is doing the thing.
Region 4, man, and I'll get into why Region 4 is so good here in a minute. There is a reason some of their competition, because the competition is much different in high school. We'll talk about that later. But so then the next game, we got a school that had 3 teams in the next 3 games. So 8th grade Division III. So this team has been the team to watch. This was the team to look out for because of how dominant they were all season long. And I can't remember the scores of the games previous. I know we talked about it on our shows before.
Yeah.
But
I know 7th grade. They beat my former alumni pretty bad.
Yeah. But Meese Middle, which is in Somerset, they were dominating teams all year long. I think the most points they had scored on was Corbin scored 14 on them. That was the most. And so they met Cal, Christian Academy of Louisville, in the state finals. You ready for this score?
What's the score?
So Meese won 32-24. So it was a close game.
That is a very close game.
Congratulations to Cal, Christian Academy of Louisville, for giving Meese the toughest
run for their money.
And I did hear there was a couple injuries Meese had. I'm not making that as an excuse for the score and everything, but yeah, I think it might have made a factor in a little bit. But
yeah,
Meese was just a powerful machine all year long, and I from what I've seen, Cal was too, but I think Meese just had a little bit more. I know they have a lot of kids.
They got a lot of kids.
And the thing about Division III is it's a lot of the small schools, so it's a lot of your 1A and your 2A schools in high school, and most D3 teams. Meese is one of the few, but most D3 teams only have their 7th and 8th grade combined, and they call it the 8th grade team. And then their 6th grade will probably be mixed with 5th graders as well. So usually those schools only have 2 squads compared to your D2 and your D1, especially your D1. Your D1 is going to have three different teams. So D2, there's most of them will have 3 if their 6th grade is a part of the association, but there's some schools like Corbin that just have their youth league, and their youth league is split up, and they don't do 6th grade. I don't know if they're going to do 6th grade anytime soon. Doesn't sound like it, because they got a good thing going. They got a good feeder program in the way they do things. If it ain't broke, don't
fix it.
Yeah. So, but Meese, for as small school as they are, they have 3 teams, 3 powerhouses. So Meese won 32-4. And then 7th grade, And a lot of these players that played in this game played in the game previous. So Meese played Connor out of Northern Kentucky. The score was Meese 19, Connor 0. So congrats to
Dang.
both. Yeah, congrats to both Meese and Connor making it to the state finals. But I would say a lot of those kids were probably tired because it sounded like they had a battle. So the ones that had to play up, But and then in sixth grade, and I'm sure there's probably some sixth graders that played up too as well.
Yeah, I bet they played some seventh grade.
Sixth grade Meese did have a little bit of a battle, but sixth grade Meese played Ryle, which Ryle is also in Northern Kentucky, but Meese won 38-18. So 20-point game there. Congratulations to both Ryle and Meese. And Jay, this was me. I think I counted it right. If I didn't count it right, I'm sorry. The list was pretty small to look at, but I think I counted since 2008. Meese has had 7 state titles. So,
Dang.
yeah.
Dang.
So yeah, congratulations to Meese. So yeah, man, there's 28 titles between those 3 schools total. So
That is a lot between the 3 schools.
so the Region 4 teams, these are all the schools that would, for Battle of the Regions, for instance, there's 4 different regions in the state. In the spring, they do a all-star game. They call it Battle of the Regions. They have, Region 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and all 3 of these schools would feed into the Region 4 team. So Region 4 gets a clean sweep of state titles. So congrats to them. I don't know. And I know with the 7th and 6th grade bracket, the regions are a little bit different, but I'm just saying that regionally, literally, those are the Region 4 teams. I don't know if that's ever happened before, but basically Region 4 won all the state titles this year. So that's pretty cool that from this area.
That's awesome.
And so, I kind of want to get into this topic too, because I read some of the comments on Facebook, right? I mean,
Yeah.
To me, it's entertaining. When the bracket release was out, there were some people complaining about the seeding and who was in it. I know one of the comments that was made was that they were like, where's all the Lexington and Louisville teams? And the reason why you don't see a lot of that in the playoffs in particular is because a lot of those schools kind of have their own thing. They're not in the playoffs. So you gotta think about that too. I mean, listen, I'm probably biased towards all of these Region 4 teams. I'm biased towards the teams in this area because I'm from this area. I've coached in this area. So I am biased, but I will say, if there was some teams out there that were in the playoffs, some of these results might be a little different.
100%. 100%.
I don't know how much, but some of these teams would have more Meese would have more competition, So Jefferson County and Fayette County, for instance, a lot of those teams, like Fayette County, is really spread out. Their middle school, I don't even know if you would call it middle school, just call it youth ball.
Youth ball, yep.
From 11U, 12U, 13U, 14U. There's a lot of teams that are spread out. So if you look at the Lexington schools. And then Jefferson County has something very similar. They have enough teams in that area to where they do their own thing and do their own playoffs. So I think if those teams were in the bracket, the talent would be a lot different. But so that's why it's a little different. I know some people were complaining about that on Facebook and stuff. But I mean, guys, I know you don't really know much about it, but that is kind of a reason why you don't you don't see those teams in there. So all the teams that participate in the state playoffs, the results are what they are. So, and then there is another thing too, because I want to kind of get into this, and Jay, this is the next topic I kind of want to get into with you, because some of the comments on the sixth grade game in particular, a lot of people were complaining and saying that Meese had 15 and 16-year-olds playing on the sixth grade team.
Bro, there was some kids there at our All-Star Classics, and yeah, they had 15, 16-year-olds there just driving. I was like, I doubt that.
I mean, some of them listen, they're big, they look like it, right? But so
they're just big holdbacks is all they are.
Exactly. That's the topic I want to get into. So, like,
Yeah.
holdbacks, the whole situation of holdbacks, right?
Because I'll tell you why. Because my first year of fifth grade, I was too young, so I got held back in fifth grade. My second year at Johnson Elementary, not in middle school, but elementary.
Mm-hmm.
So for me to be, I was probably 10, 11, something like that, 12. But when you go into, elementary school, you're just like a little pee-wee kind of kid.
Yeah.
I was 5'7", 5'8", 5'9" as a fifth grader.
Mm-hmm.
I was a tall kid. And everybody said, oh my God, he's this or he's that. No, I was just a holdback. And
Yeah.
that's what a lot of these kids do nowadays is they get held back for either education or grades, and then they hit a growth spurt.
Some parents and kids. I mean, listen, parents are the ultimate decision makers on this, right?
Exactly.
And there's parents that do care about sports, and athletics and academics go hand in hand. They do.
Yep.
And the thing is, you really have to look at it and just say, like, if you care about your kid as an athlete and the competition that he has, and him and then the others on that kid's team are playing against a team that has holdbacks, because as a coach, I've dealt with this. I have coached against teams that had more holdbacks than us, and it was a disadvantage because there was a slight age difference. And I know that in high school that doesn't really matter, and to me it is different in middle school, because in high school, if you are young and you're a freshman or you're a sophomore, you're an underclassman, and you get the opportunity to play varsity and start. I mean, there's a couple different things. Like, one, your team doesn't have a good upperclassman group, so the coach doesn't have a choice but to play underclassmen. It's either that, or you are just develop and you are growing quicker than other kids, because everyone grows and develops different, right?
Yep. I'll tell you this. Go ahead.
So in high school, if you're one of those, I mean, usually those guys are special people. Like, it's just some are more ready than others, right? For whatever reason, either you got it up here or you got it, physically. So
I tell you what, my freshman year, I was on kickoff. I went on kickoff and kickoff return. I thought I was ready, dude. Varsity being a freshman.
Yeah, even at the JV and the Froshmore level, because now, like, there ain't really true freshman teams. It's mostly freshman and sophomore. They call it Froshmore games.
Sophomores, yep.
There's different levels to that too. The hits you see, the speed you see, it there's levels to it. It's just like It's just like in the class system in our state. There's levels to that too, levels of competition, and it's just at the middle school level. Like you just have to sit there and think. And listen, I've seen people that get a lot of the complaints for hold back and why parents won't hold back is they're like, well, they don't. There's no reason, and if they're academically they're great. Yeah, but let's be honest. If you're 17 getting ready to graduate, getting ready to turn 18 and graduating, compared to being 18 and getting ready to turn 19 and graduating, there's a big difference.
Big difference.
Big difference in having another year of maturity and
Yep.
everything. And I have witnessed kids that played for me that did hold back. It made a big difference in their career as an athlete just because they got an opportunity to play varsity sooner than they would if they didn't hold back. I had a kid that did hold back for us, made a big difference. He played eighth grade for me twice. Big difference because the year before he had about 2 to 3 other running backs he was in the lineup with. Now he was a great contributor for us. The next year, which we thought he was, at least going to be maybe one. We had a really good running back too, but we had, we knew he would at least be the second guy, right? He ended up being our number one guy because me and another coach of mine on my staff, we kind of made a bet, and I was like, he was like, no, he ain't gonna outdo what's his name on stats, and I said, I think it's going to be the other way around. I think he will surprise you, and it turned out I was correct. He was a madman. He was a beast among
Just
boys,
a brute.
and it really did make a difference because if he didn't hold back and he went up to varsity, he wouldn't have gotten the opportunity to play as a freshman. His sophomore year, I think he definitely would have, but he when he went up there as a freshman, just because he had that extra year, it made a huge difference, and he got varsity reps as a freshman because he had another year of maturity and eligibility, and academically also he improved as well because the year prior academically he was struggling in classes, like he was like a C student, and then the next year he was in AP classes. It just because of the
It makes a big difference when you get held back.
So I think it's more beneficial than what people think.
I agree.
I think having that maturity, and listen, I'm not really judging parents here because you know what's best for your kid at the end of the day. But
Yep, that's true.
I think there's some parents out there that they can't wait to get their kid out of the house too. I think that's something that parents think about. I think they're like I can't wait till he turns 18. I hear it all the time.
He's out of here.
Once he's 18, I'm kicking him out. Like, come on. Like, I mean, listen. Every parent has the right, and they know what's best for the kids. But that is just a result of what is going on. A lot of these good teams, they're holding back. There's other things that they're doing too, like weightlifting in schools. I know there's some people that are either for that or against that, but let's be honest. I think the proof is in the results. The teams that are winning here, I don't think Corbin's doing that. They never did in the past, but Corbin just has athletes. I mean, they got.
No, I know Northern Pulaski. I know they do it.
They do it. Meese does it. McQuarrie does it. The coach, the place I used to coach at, they do it. And I just learned just recently that they allow them to do it during school, so that like there's teams that are doing that too. So it's the same. It's no different than if you're a college fan. You're seeing all this stuff with. Hold on a second. I had to do the stupid puzzle thing.
Oh.
It's the same. It's comparable with college too. With you get the transfer portal and you got the NIL thing going on. Like if you don't adapt to what's going on right now, and you're doing things that used to happen a lot of times, you're not going to have the results you want. So you got
the grind don't stop.
You got to learn how to adapt and change. and
Yes, the
evolve.
grind don't stop. No matter if
Yeah,
you come in, you're a freshman. You lift weights, or
you
you're a
gotta
sophomore. You lift
you
weights.
gotta learn to adapt and evolve. If not,
Exactly.
you're gonna fail, and so
You're wasting your time.
yeah, that's just part of it. So um, I think a lot of people will agree with what we have to say. There's gonna be people that probably don't. We don't care. This is our
Nope.
opinion. This is what we stand on. This is but
I stand on business.
sometimes sometimes the truth hurts too. Like
Sometimes people can't handle the truth.
no, and yeah, some people are stubborn in their own ways. And I mean, if you can do the same thing over and over again, but if it ain't working, you're probably not gonna see different results. So you have to learn to evolve and adapt. So, um, real quick, because there's other topics we'll talk about too. That there's some things I want to bring up, but we're gonna shift gears real quick to high school. So we're getting down to the nitty gritty of the state tournament for high school. So we're going to go over some of the games that are going to be happening tomorrow and kind of just go through here real quick and get, kind of just predict who we think is going to win. So some of the predictions we made recently, I think we were okay on.
Yep. We was close.
I can't remember who was Johnson Central playing because I think we got that one wrong. They're not. I don't think they're in here.
Uh, I can't remember. I can look right quick.
Did you pick Johnson Central?
I picked against Johnson Central.
Oh, you got it right. I got it wrong. So, okay, we're gonna go over 1A football real quick. So, there's 4 matchups, 8 teams. All right. So first off, we got Newport at Kentucky County Day. So Newport is 8-4. Kentucky County Day 10-1. Who you got, Jay?
I'm going Kentucky Day, 10-1 team.
I think the same thing. So a lot of these matchups, the reason why they're the teams are hosting is because they had the highest RPI. So I'm gonna say Kentucky County Day on that. Next up, we got Newport Catholic 8-4 versus Campbellsville at 10-1.
Newport Catholic, Campbellsville. I'm gonna say Campbellsville, 10-1.
I'm gonna go Campbellsville too, 10-1. So I feel like a lot of these matchups, especially this week, are toss-ups, honestly.
Yeah.
But RPI has a lot to do with it, so I'm gonna trust the RPI on most of these probably. Another one, we got Paris at Raceland. So Paris is 7-4, Raceland is 10-1.
Whew. So we got Raceland, and who'd you say it was?
Paris at
Paris.
7-4.
I'm gonna say Raceland.
Man, so I like Paris. I like a coach they got there, Coach McPeak. Shout out to him. He used to be at EKU. I'm gonna trust Raceland. I'm gonna go with the 10-1 teams. I picked 10-1.
Because you have to go off with experience there.
Yeah, I mean a lot of these are tough matchups, but yeah, I'm gonna
I
go for
know.
this one's tough. Okay, so
Okay.
Middlesboro 11-0
Mm-hmm.
at Pikeville 9-3.
Ah! Ah! I
Oh
know Pac.
man,
I know Pac will just beat the dog crap out of Williamsburg, but dang. Um, shoot, man. I'm gonna say Millsboro. Shout out to my guy Darren over there.
yeah, Darren Young, man. I,
Man, I want to say I want to say Millsboro, but
I,
man,
I'm gonna say, well, since they're undefeated, I'm gonna say Middlesboro too, because I think Middlesboro's played some.
I don't know,
I,
bro. After they
no,
played Williamsburg, you better not.
Listen, Pikeville's really, and like It's a toss up, man. But like, I feel like Pike, and I know Pikeville's played some tough teams, bigger schools too. I'm gonna go with Middlesboro just because they're undefeated. I know they played some tough schools.
Bro, I don't. Oh my god.
I mean,
Ah.
Pikeville obviously had a bit better RPI since they got a lower record, but they're in their hosting. So
And it's at Pikeville.
I'm gonna go Middlesboro. I know I might be wrong, but
Woo!
yeah, I know.
um, man, I'm gonna say Millsboro. I want to say Pikeville, but
Yeah, I'm
I
gonna
want
say
I'm,
Middlesboro.
I want to say Millsboro.
I'm gonna say Middlesboro too. Okay, so now we're moving on to 2A. We got Somerset 11-1 at Owensboro Catholic 11-1.
I'm gonna say Ellensboro Catholic.
I've seen Somerset play, but Somerset only had one loss.
Yeah.
You know who that was too?
Uh,
South Laurel, first game of the season.
Season. Yeah.
That was a good game, and Somerset was down pretty good at half. I think it was like 20-6 or 20-3, something like that. And they came back and made the game a lot closer. There was special teams play that didn't go their way that really would have made a big difference in that game.
Shoot.
But
Yeah. I'm gonna say Owensboro Catholic.
yeah, because listen, congratulations for Somerset doing this again. Clevenger's done a great job there, but Somerset, and the thing is, I've seen what they want to do. They like to spread it up, but they can have a good power run game too. And I think they lived on the power run most of the season, especially against some of the tougher teams because
Hold on a minute.
some teams can shut down the pass. So I'm gonna go with Owensboro Catholic on that one too. So you
I
ready
do
for
a
this?
stupid puzzle thing.
Oh yeah. Are you ready for the next one?
Hit me with it.
This is a good one too because the away team's got a better record.
Okay.
Mayfield 10-1 at Lexington Christian 9-3.
Oh. Ah. I'm gonna have to say Mayfield.
Mayfield's got a history of making it to state.
That's what I'm saying. It's all about the experience there.
Lexington Christian's good too, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Mayfield's moved up to 2A. Like they used to be 1A.
But still, though, I mean,
I'm gonna go Lex Christian because Lex Christian has a tough schedule, so I'm gonna go Lex Christian on this one. The next one, Breathitt County at Belfry, two mountain teams. Breathitt is 10-2. Belfry is 11-1. Breathitt County, shout out to Shorty Combs. I know him a little bit. Really good coach who's been a part of the All-Star Classic, Team Kentucky, and Battle of the Regions in the past. Jay, who you got in this one?
oof.
This is the first year. Listen, props to Belfry, man. They had a tough thing that happened early this year. Belfry lost their coach, legendary Philip Haywood. Philip Haywood was coach there for years. Died in a car crash, I believe. Very, very sad and tragic. And shout out to him. Condolences to his family and everyone in the Belfry community. We're
I'm gonna say Belfry.
I like I like Breathitt. I really like their quarterback, but I'm gonna go with Belfry too on this one. The next one, this one's interesting too. So
Oh God.
this one is surprising because I know like they're a good school. Their record's very impressive, and congrats to them. Prestonsburg 12-0
Oh wow.
At Beechwood, 10-1.
Beechwood, Prestonsburg, Beechwood. You really don't hear a lot from Prestonsburg.
No, I mean
I mean,
they play a
you
lot
really
of
don't hear.
teams. They play a lot of teams in the mountains out east.
But what I'm saying, you don't really hear a lot about Beechwood either. So,
No, oh yeah, you do.
uh,
Beechwood. Listen, Beechwood is always in the state title hunt. Always. They moved up to 2A
oh,
recently.
that's okay. Well, that's the first time I've heard of Beechwood.
Yeah, Beechwood's in northern Kentucky, like right across
Okay.
the Ohio River. Beechwood. Listen, Beechwood's a good. They are good. They're kind of like a
All
Mayfield.
right, I'm going Beechwood on this one.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Beechwood too. Congrats to Prestonsburg. If anyone's gonna get a state title for media, because I've seen Prestonsburg like the media that they share for their little football hype videos. Man, Prestonsburg's got some cool stuff going on. So shout out to Prestonsburg. But yeah, I got Beechwood on that. All right, moving on to 3A. So we got Union County 7-5 at Cal Christian Academy of Louisville 12-0.
You know the Lowell school is going to be good. Give me Cal.
Yeah,
Give me Cal, baby.
I got Cal on that one too. Another one. This one might be interesting too. Lexington Catholic. We know a little bit about them. 10-2 at Murray. 12-0. I haven't heard about Murray much. I don't think so. I don't really know much about them.
Give me Murray on this one.
I'm gonna trust the record. 12-0 Murray, and they're hosting. So I'm gonna say Murray. Let's see. The next one I got, Russell. It's not Russell County. It's Russell at Lloyd Memorial. For some reason, my dumb mistake. I didn't put the record on this one, so I don't know what the record of these schools are. I don't know why I must have forgot to put the record down. But Russell at Lloyd Memorial. I don't know. I don't know the record, so I'm gonna say Lloyd Memorial because they're so.
Yeah.
All right. And then we got Lawrence County 11-1 at Bedell County 11-1. Oh no, I'm sorry, Bell County. Bell County. That's my stupid handwriting. Bell County 11-1.
Give me the mountain team, baby. Give me the Bobcat.
Dudley Helton, right?
Give me Dudley, baby. Give me Dudley.
Bell County was my pick for 3A, so I could see maybe Bell County and Cal in the state finals. So I know Dudley Helton has won a state title before. I'm going to say Bell County.
Give me Dudley Hilton.
Dudley Helton, baby. Legendary coach. All right. 4A now. We got North Oldham 10-2 at Franklin. We're familiar with this team. Franklin County 12-0.
Give me the
Eagles, baby. Listen,
give me the Eagles.
That team was physical last year.
That team was physical. They had some big boys.
Did they win state last year? I know they made it to state. Yeah, give me Franklin County, returning state champs. Or no wait, or Boyle beat them, didn't they? Or was Boyle? Was it them and Boyle? Boyle won.
Them and Boyle.
No, Boyle won. Okay.
I thought Franklin beat them.
I can't remember. I want to say
I'll look it up after this. I'll let you know.
I know Franklin County was good last year though. I know they made it. All right, I got Franklin County set. Logan County 10-2 against Paducah Tillman 11-1. I don't know anything about Logan County.
Give me the Paducah Tillman.
Yeah, I got Paducah Tillman too. Here's a good one. Cove Calf 9-3 at Boyle County 11-1. Boyle's a freaking powerhouse, dude. Justin Haddix.
Give me the Rebels. Give me the running Rebels.
I got Boyle County too, man. Justin Haddix just has that experience. He's
that guy. Justin Haddix is that guy.
things going there. He's got a great coaching tree. He produces a lot of really good head coaches now.
Oh, did you know? Hold on a minute. What's his name? Played at Boyle County. Just went to Kentucky.
Quisenberry?
Quisenberry is at Kentucky.
Yeah, I knew that.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Quisenberry's good, man. He's gonna be
He's a stud.
a future star there. Next up, we got Corbin at Highlands. Corbin's 9-3. Highlands 10-2. Highlands as a quarterback I love, man. He's got hefty lefty sons. Is taking the snaps there. Lorenzen. Who you got, Corbin or Highlands?
Give me the hefty lefty son.
Yeah.
Sorry, Corbin, I love you, but you can't stop the hefty lefty.
Yeah, Corbin's a little different than. I'm not going to get into it too much. They're a little different than they have in the past. Normally, I would choose Corbin. I'm gonna choose Highlands on this one. So yeah.
Yeah,
So,
give me Highlands on this one.
I got Highlands. All right, next to 5A, we got Fairdale 8-4. Again, at Owensboro 10-2. Owensboro's pretty good. I don't know anything about Fairdale.
Give me Owensboro. Give me the Big O.
I got Owensboro too. Now, this is one I was talking about when I was on the phone with you earlier. That I was like, this record, the record should be reversed. I am surprised.
God, here we go.
So, Bowling Green, you ready for the
Yeah.
record? Bowling Green 6-6. They're the second 6-6 team that is in the in this round. But Bowling Green 6-6 at Atherton 11-1. I don't think now in the past wasn't Atherton like a struggling team because they're in like they were struggling.
They were struggling.
I can't remember the head coach's name there. I've met him before, but he's a guy you want to play for. Like he's a former running back, really big on running backs there. He is really turned that school around. But so who you got, man? Bowling Green 6-6. Usually Bowling Green has a better record.
Bowling Green's got a better record than that.
Well,
Give me Atherton.
Yeah, I haven't seen that side of the bracket to see. I would assume maybe Bowling Green might have had a lower seed than usual, and then they just surprised some teams. But I'm gonna trust the record here. I'm gonna say Atherton, but at 11-1.
Give me Atherton.
All right, here's two schools we're pretty familiar with. West Chess 9-3 at Pulaski County 10-1 or 10-2. 10-2.
West Jess at Pulaski.
Yep.
Give me PC.
The Maroons. Yep.
Give me the Maroons.
A lot of people have Pulaski in the state championship, so I'm gonna go with Pulaski here. Then we got Scott County 9-3 at Woodford 11-1. Yeah.
Woodford, Scott County. Scott County's pretty good, aren't they?
9-3. Woodford's 11-1.
Give me Woodford.
I'm gonna say Woodford on this one too. Next up, 6A. We got Henderson County 6-6 at South Warren 11-0.
I will say South Warren.
Yeah, South Warren, which I think this is their first. I think this is their first time at N6A, but yeah, South Warren has had a really, really good team there. So I'm gonna say South Warren at 11-0. Next up, man, the rest of these teams are like the who's who, especially this game. Male 8-4 at St. X 9-3.
I'm gonna go Saint X.
I think this is gonna be a very tough game. I'm gonna go Saint X as well. So yeah. Next up, we got Madison Central 8-4 at Trinity at 10-2.
Give me the big T, baby. Give me the big Trinity.
Trinity, yeah. I actually did a camp at Trinity last year. Man, Trinity's a beautiful place. Beautiful,
Yeah.
beautiful stadium, beautiful campus. I'm gonna go Trinity. Next up, we got Ryle 9-3 and Frederick Douglass 8-4.
Ooh, Frederick Douglass, 8-4. What?
Yeah,
Um, Raul Frederick Douglass. I'm gonna say, what'd you say Raul was? 9-3.
9-3. Frederick Douglass 8-4.
Give me Raul.
Ooh, we're gonna differ on this one. I'm gonna go Frederick Douglass. Experience and Frederick Douglass has a lot of things going on, man. They got a lot of experience.
Give me Raul on this one. I'm going for the underdog in this one.
I'm gonna say Frederick Douglass. That's it for the. That is it for the high school state championship game or state playoff games for this week. So we'll see who's right. But in the 6A, like who do you see? Who's your favorite to win state? You think?
Um, Shoot. I'm gonna say Trinity.
I'm gonna say it might be between. I think it might be between Trinity and South Warren, one of those two. So
I'm gonna say Trinity comes out state champs.
I think South Warren's got something good going on here. But yeah, Trinity. I think Trinity might be the favorite out of all of them. But I mean, I can see it going either way. I can see Saint X being there. I can see Frederick Douglass
Yep.
being there. So 6A is a powerhouse, man.
6A is a powerhouse.
Yeah, but that's all the notes I got. But there is, I think the only thing really to talk about is what's going on next weekend and what we're looking at doing. But how excited are you for next week doing the All Star Classic?
I'm really excited. I mean, we talked earlier this evening. Um, I'm excited to get out there and see a bunch of guys, we've not seen in, a year, 2 years, and get back out there and have a reunion and do what we love to do is coach kids and coach football and, just do what we love.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what kids are going to be there, who we get to work with, and it's going to be a good weekend. A lot of fun memories whenever we do this, and we get cool merch like this. So I'll have a collection of hoodies here. So do you,
Yeah,
yeah, I'm
I'm maroon this year.
here maroon. I'm gonna be wearing black. Last year we were orange.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. But we're gonna see if we can get some coaches on here and talk to them and maybe get somebody part of the association to come on and talk about more things going on and what all the Kentucky Middle School Football Association does for kids and what all they provide for everyone. So it's a good thing to be a part of. It's an honor and a blessing and a privilege to be able to be to have something to be a part of it. And at the end of the day, we're doing it because we love what we do. We love working with kids, and I want kids to have better opportunities than what I had. And I want them to learn from things that I didn't do well when I was their age. And I wish I would have had somebody kind of telling me,
Coach me along or tell me,
yeah,
what I'm doing wrong or, yep, I agree, bro.
yeah, absolutely. But we did the tryouts recently, and I have different opinions about what we saw at the tryouts. So, Jay,
So
talk.
go ahead and get started with what you saw, and then I'll go about what I
Yeah, well,
saw.
I mean, so first off, we had eighth grade tryouts first. I think usually when we do the tryouts, I think usually sixth and seventh grade is first,
First,
but
yeah.
we did eighth grade this year. It was a little different. I thought it went a lot more smoother than last year. Man, last year was terrible during
Terrible.
the weather was bad.
Terrible.
It it just poured rain the whole time. We were soaked. We were miserable. It was cold and rainy, and it made tryouts hard in my opinion because the balls were wet. I mean, it was pouring the whole time. This year it was at least it was dry for the most part, real windy. It was still cold, but it was still a good turnout, good experience. We had over 100 eighth graders, and then I can't remember what the numbers were because sixth and seventh grade came in all at the same time. But we had
Sixth grade had um, 55.
oh, so there might have been more than the eighth grade then because eighth grade there was over 100. So and then we had when we split up to team period, we had three different groups scrimmaging against each other. And so I'm pretty sure we had about 20 on one side, 20 on the other. So 20 on offense, 20 on defense. So yeah, it was probably around anywhere between 120 to 120, 100 to 120 kids on the eighth grade. And then sixth grade, like seventh grade, we had two groups that scrimmaged. I know sixth grade you just had one, right? So you had 55.
Yeah.
Man, that's tough to split those into two groups, but
Yeah.
that's a little tougher. It is a little tougher to get kids reps, but I know listen, we're limited on space when we have those two groups, and then
hmm
it's a little
Well,
bit tough.
even I'll say this, even with us having 55 kids, you know how many DBs I had?
How many?
Take a wild guess.
Four?
No, when I first started, I had six, right?
Yeah.
And then two of them, three of let's see, three of them's like, Coach, I'm not a DB, I'm a linebacker. So you know what that left me with? Two.
Oh wow. Well, some of them had to learn how to play DB, huh?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So by
That's
the
where
time by the
we're
time
like,
it's all said
okay,
and over,
okay, we'll put you at safety then.
that's what I done. I played some of them. He's like, Coach, I've never played safety. Look, this is what you're doing. Don't let a guy get behind you. Don't let him score. You're all right. All right, Coach. Third play of the game. Deep ball. Score.
Touchdown. Got burnt.
Touchdown. I'm like, oh, oh.
Well, at least on your end, it sounds like he offensively was producing pretty good on. Now, seventh grade was really good. Eighth grade, and like, don't get me wrong, like the eighth. So I was working with receivers. Eighth grade receivers was really, really good. The
Yeah.
the quarterbacks were kind of struggling a little bit because the line just wasn't giving them enough time, and then just between the quarterback groups. And listen, I'm not trying to be negative. I'm just being honest. The talent at the eighth grade quarterbacks that were there compared to the seventh grade was way different with the eighth grade. And here's something I want to kind of get into, Jay, because I kind of noticed this recently with quarterback development. But for me, because I'm a guy that loves to air it out and pass it. I'm a
Yep.
fan.
Yep. Yep.
I'm a fan of passing. I mean, I truly do believe in balance, and if I'm doing play calling, I'm gonna probably run it first, but I'm using the run to set up the pass, or vice versa. I'm a guy that likes to count the box. I like to spread it out, try to spread out the defense. That way, it gives us you know clear grass and space to be able to run things. It also makes things a lot easier on the linemen, in my opinion. So I like to spread things out, and I still like to run. I still like to run the ball. You know me, and I like to
Yep.
run
Yep.
zone. I like to.
You,
I like.
you, you like you like to run this. You like to run the crap out of it, and then
I like. I
once
like. I like my traps and my counters. I like.
you,
I like.
you like once things start opening up, you're all right. Deep ball, boom, or hey, slant, boom, hey,
Yeah,
uh,
green
10 and
game.
in, boom, or hey, uh, hit a streak, boom, and things just open up. All because, just like you said, all because of the run.
Yeah, I mean, I like to hit things vertically and horizontally. So yeah, I got a system in my philosophy that I like to run, but I like jet sweeps. I like my counter and traps and zone all of that, man. I mean, I like to play to the situation, to my personnel. But if I had it my way and I got all the pieces that I want, man, I'm gonna run spread on you. But
Yep.
I can line up power and do that too. It just depends on the situation and what I got. But you know, I tried to do during the tryouts. I tried to do a little bit of everything, give guys opportunities to show off their skills. I want to see the ball spread out everywhere. I don't want to see just like one player doing one thing. But one of the things I noticed with the eighth grade, with the quarterbacks in particular, was a lot of them were not doing their dropbacks like I would like to see. And I felt like at times it was kind of hurting their production and hurting their chances at making plays. The D line, I mean, credit to whoever was running defense, man. They had that defense going. They had them rolling. It got real competitive with the eighth grade group, but that's one of the things I noticed, and I just don't know. I mean, these kids were coming from all over the place, but I just noticed with that
Well,
group.
that's kind of like we did 11-on-11. Um, we had quarterbacks were switching in and out. We started with run plays, and then we kind of came in with some motions and some sweeps, and with some pass plays. Well, there's a few times we scored. There's a few times we just went three and out, and then the defense was just solid. I mean, I don't know who was coaching, but that defense was solid. I mean, they were sending blitzes and corners were intercepting the balls. It was. I mean, eighth grade was overall 11-on-11 was pretty solid. I have no complaints there.
Yeah, but I mean, the eighth grade quarterbacks, man, they had to work. They really did,
Yeah,
and the receiver group was really good, really talented. They ran routes good. Um, One thing in particular, like it's got to. I feel like this is listen all the like if you want to consider it criticism, we're talking about this statewide because this is just what we noticed. I'm not even thinking necessarily on top of my head, where these kids are from, but this is just overall. But like I was telling these kids inside foot, where the receivers like line up with your inside
yep.
foot.
I told a few, and they lined up with their outside foot.
Yeah, like I would tell
Yeah,
them that, and they would still line up. I'm like, guys, like they don't know what their inside foot is. I'm like, guys, that's simple, man. Inside foot. That's if you're lined up to the left, your right foot should be up. If you line up to the right, left foot should be up.
yep, exactly.
Just little things, but those are things that do matter. So that was one thing.
That don't matter a whole lot.
Yeah, but other than that, I mean, the receivers were good. Tight ends, we had a couple tight ends in the eighth grade group, man, that were solid. Like they
So
were
yeah,
they were balling out. That we had one boy, man, he was 250, what in between 250, 300 pounds, tight end.
yeah. Tight end, solid. Could catch like I mean, could catch
Solid.
like.
That kid
I
was,
like him.
yeah, he was mossing people. I mean, he was hard to cover. And a lot of times coverage is right there, but he was still getting
Even
there.
even even in 11-on-11, he was making spectacular catches. I'm like, dude, for you to be that big, you're making big, some spectacular catches.
Yeah, the uh the quarterback groups, like seventh grade impressed me a lot more than eighth grade did, and it seemed like whoever coached the seventh grade quarterbacks, like overall, those guys there was a big difference. Those guys were doing their proper. They had proper footwork. They were doing their 3-step drops, and then they were looking downfield trying to make plays. Even if they had pressure, those guys knew how to get out of the pocket when they needed to, and make a play, because the defense was making those guys work too, but they the quarterbacks there were they were balling out,
Yep.
and I know we're going to get a good handful. At least I know you're coaching sixth grade. I'm coaching seventh grade next weekend, but
Sixth grade didn't look good. Quarterback was
need improvement.
need improvement.
Well,
Um,
hopefully it'll be a different result this coming up. So
I'm gonna kind of agree with what you said. Their footwork was not good.
that's kind of
Handing the ball off makes a whole difference.
really.
Yeah, we had a couple kids that
Were
couldn't
you
hand
guys under center, or were you guys in gun most of the time?
both, both.
Both. Okay. I think we were mostly in the gun. So
Because
snaps.
there was one kid I remember.
Well,
Seeing so,
snaps were another thing. Snaps were kind of not where they needed to be a lot of times, and sometimes there was a center that was pretty consistent on snaps, but we wanted them to try to get everyone equal amount of reps, and sometimes it was just hard center wise because and some of these guys that were centers probably come from schools where they don't go in the gun. That we got quite a bit of teams in the state that go under center. It
yep.
seems like right now, there. I think there was an age and a period of time where you saw spread everywhere, and there still is a lot of spread out there, but it seems like like wing T and double wing and bone and power I and a lot of those formations are pretty common, especially wing T. A lot of different wing T variations out there, and there's a lot of schools that are running wing T. Some of them run it probably, and just in my opinion, probably when they don't really have the guys they need to run it, but a lot of coaches still in this state still live by it and want to run, want to be mostly a run team and barely pass it. So, you know,
So
when we
you know how we when you coach, we ran the trap and the quarterback had to reverse pivot.
mhm.
There were some quarterbacks that had some trouble with that. They was
Right.
turning the opposite way.
That is for me as somebody who has coached. And listen, I never played quarterback, but I've learned from quarterback coaches. So, and as a head coach, you got to learn pretty much all the positions. So, I've learned some quarterback stuff. So, I know a lot of the basic 101 quarterback stuff. And one of the things I'm a huge fan of, and it's because especially if you're going to be lining up with a fullback and a tailback, and you're going to go under center. When your fullback is your lead blocker, you don't want to have your quarterback pivot in his direction when he's going to be going downhill straight to the hole. Because if you're having your quarterback, the only one, like my rule is, if a quarterback is turned, like say we're running a play to the right, the only time he's going to be turning to the right to do the handoff is if it's a quick dive to the fullback.
Yep, I agree. And like like I was saying, their quarterbacks had tough time because we'd call, like you said, 31 dive to the fullback, or whatever the fullback was, whatever the number was, quarterback would turn around and turn the opposite way, so he was handing off to the running back.
And it's
I,
different. It's different if you're doing like a triple option and you're faking to the fullback.
like
Then
right,
yeah, that's different. But if your fullback is just a lead blocker and he's got to get to the point of attack,
exactly,
you need to teach your quarterback to reverse pivot. That way, he's not stepping in the way of his lane to where he needs to get to. And that's something that just coaches got to learn and do it. And then if I've heard this excuse before. They're like, well, that quarterback, he has trouble, getting the handoff quick enough. Then find somebody else who can go under center and do it and hand the ball off.
yep.
Like you gotta reverse pivot, in my opinion. Like you got to,
You
man.
got to,
Yeah.
and like I was saying, there was one kid out of I'll say 4 or 5 quarterbacks was doing it the right way. Was just boom, reverse pivot. boom, reverse pivot. I'm like, why is this guy not QB? But he's short,
That's just a product. Yeah, that's just a product of
and
where he.
he was from Cal.
Okay. Yeah. That sounds like Cal's teaching. I mean, that
Cal,
Cal is.
Cal is teaching. Cal is teaching the right way.
Yeah. So it sounds like Cal's teaching it the right way. But listen, we even seen that at a UK game, and we saw on. Didn't we see that against Texas? They did a play where they didn't reverse pivot, and I'm like, what are you doing? Like
Yeah, you got to reverse pivot that. Like,
Georgia, I think I saw that in the Georgia. Remember, we were watching the Georgia game while we were at that game. Like we were watching on the big screen. Like even we saw that in the Georgia game. I'm like, what are you doing? Like,
yeah, bro. If you're gonna play quarterback, if you're gonna play QB, and you think you're good enough to play that position or that spot, you've got to know. Okay, I've got to reverse pivot on this, or I've got to reverse pivot this way, reverse pivot that way, and get out of the way and let the fullback just get a full head of steam and just go.
yeah,
Like that's just that's the do's and the don'ts of playing QB.
yeah. We'll teach these kids that, but then we'll teach them that, and then they'll go back to their coach, and then their coach might want to do it the other way. But that's just our opinion. I mean, I know most good coaches teach their, if they're going under center, they teach their kids to reverse pivot. But yeah,
Well,
yeah,
I'll say this: I'm a spread guy, so we don't need all that reverse pivot and power eye or whatever. Just hike, get going.
yeah. I'm not a fan of that cadence though.
Oh, love that cadence, love it.
No, I'm not a fan of that cadence.
That's what we ran at North Laurel.
Oh, jeez. Oh,
Yes, yes,
you guys did under center a lot though.
yeah.
I
And
like
we did some shotgun too, but
I like a good like real cadence because you can do a lot with it. So I'm a fan.
no, I like the.
We used to do clapping, but that was just like
Give me the
we
Jackson Dart, baby.
no we would do like a couple of claps, and then we would go on like set,
Mm-hmm.
So we were kind of mixing that, and we had like a certain rhythm and tempo with that, and that worked at times. But
Yeah.
ever since then, I've changed, and I've been just a regular cadence guy. Yeah,
So so
blue set
so
go.
look. So boom is height. Blue is two. What was three? Uh, Sunday, I believe, was three.
Okay,
Yeah, I liked it. I liked it. I was like, yeah,
that's where you and me defer, buddy. Um,
I like it.
I'm more of like like John Cruden says, man. Do a real cadence, man. I like it. I like the real cadence, but yeah, I mean, seventh grade, man, they really did impress me though.
Sounds good. I'll say this: seventh grade receivers look good as well. Their footsteps, their footwork looked good. I mean, they caught the ball well. So I have no complaints there.
Yeah, no, I thought the seventh grade quarterbacks did really well. It was a fun group to work with. So and I enjoyed a lot of the receivers and stuff. And I know the rosters have been separated here. We got Team Kentucky. I wish we could cover more Team Kentucky. Because they're.
Maybe we can this weekend. Well, next weekend.
I can't this weekend, and we'll be too busy next weekend to really do it. But sorry, I'm still getting over a cough, man. But hopefully they do well, and hopefully they have a chance to make it to Naples. I know they got to play Indiana, Mocan, and Illinois. They are playing in our state, so that's going to be good. I think they're playing at Bryan Station, and I can't remember the other one. But we're going to be playing at George
Is it
Rogers.
Scott County?
No, it was some other Tate's Creek maybe.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I think Bryan Station and Tate's Creek is where those games are going to be held. So we are playing at Clark County, George Rogers Clark, for those who. I think you call it either or, right? I think mostly GRC, George Rogers Clark.
GRC, George Rogers Clark, either or. I mean,
we're playing in Clark County, and I've been there before. You know, this is my 4th year doing All-Star Classics. So I've done 8th grade. I try to forget about that year though, because that was a bad one. That I did not. I've enjoyed out of the 4 years. I know I'm going to enjoy this one regardless of what the results are. And I did Team Kentucky before. I did Team Kentucky 6th grade in 2018. I coached some really good kids there. We made it in the regional. We made it to the finals, but we lost. I was coaching linebackers and special teams. I had in the championship, the regional championship game. That was the game to make it to Naples.
Mm-hmm.
I remember we had 3 onside kicks we recovered because we were down.
Really?
We had 3 onside. Yeah, we lost our best running back 3 plays into the game. He got a concussion, and we got 3 onside kicks in the second half. We needed them, so I had a really good kickoff team for that. We mostly did onside kicks in that one. Which I'm doing special teams again this year, and I don't know if I don't know how. I've always been an onside kick guy, but
no, I'm a kick it deep, pin them deep. Let your defense work.
In middle school,
let your defense work.
In high school, I would do that. In middle school, I think it's risky. I've had kickoff teams return way too much for me to. Which I'm all about, kids staying in their lane and all that, but it's just in the past, it's been too risky. I'll probably
kick it deep. Let your defense work, baby.
I'm going to do onside kicks unless we need to. I will set it up, but we will probably kick it to the mid-level, I would say, and try to get there. I want to minimize the risk. Because a lot of times, and the way I set up kick returns, I put the baddest dude in the back. That I think is gonna get loose, and so I got a good. I think I got good philosophy on our blocking assignments for that, and
cross them up.
Yeah, something like
cross
that.
Cross them up.
Something like that. I give them they'll know who to block and all that.
Yeah,
I'll say that, but I'm excited for it. The first year I did it, I was the OC for 7th grade. We had a really good, and that game's actually on YouTube. If you look up, what is the name of those guys? Tournament guys. If you look up their page on YouTube, you can find the game from. Let's see, that year was 2021.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we had a really good lead, and then I was told in the second half to tone it back a little bit, try to run the clock out because we had a really comfortable lead. I didn't want to. I wanted to keep doing what we were doing, move the ball down the field. Because our running game was going good, because the first half we had really good balance of run and pass.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think we had the ball three times, and we scored every time in the first half. Second half, they made really good adjustments on defense, and they know we were focusing on more run heavy, and they got caught up with us. And then on the last drive of the game, we had to go back, and I was like, we're going back spread. And I was like, I got this. We'll get back under control, and we were able to move down the field and score on a very good play, very good play. And if that play didn't work, I had another plan because the time was getting low,
Mm-hmm.
and I had a we didn't have a lot of time, and I was like, this play will work, and then if we get it, we convert. I didn't know if we would score on that play or not. We did, but I was like, I have a plan for the next one. So, but I didn't have to go with that plan B. So plan A worked. So we put up 35 points in that game. So
Sure, that's 5 points, boy.
the next year was different. I was supposed to call plays. I was out of town for Thanksgiving, so I got to practice late and stuff. So they had to have somebody else call plays, and it was a different story. That was the only year I did 8th grade. So then last year, let's see. So that was 2022. I didn't do it in 2023. And then we did it last year, 2024. I was the head coach.
Yep.
And that actually was the best game that year.
So, yeah.
2 years in a row, 6th grade was the best game. And so you're doing 6th grade, Jay. So it's up to you. It's up to you to continue that going. You're going to be the last game of the night. So 6th grade.
We're gonna have the best game of the night.
Yeah, is that right?
That's right.
We'll see. I'm pretty pumped about the staff I'm working with. A lot of guys I know, a lot of guys I'm comfortable with, and I think we all think very, very similar. So it's going to be a fun group to work with, and hopefully we draft a really good team, and we'll have a good game. I hope to get the win because I've only won one of these, so I've won one out of the two.
I need a win. Last year we come close. We had some things happen, but I'm needing a win. I need a dub this year, baby.
Yeah,
I'm manifesting it right now.
Which when I first did this, we didn't scrimmage on the practice day. So next Saturday we will scrimmage. And we last year we tried not to show a lot, but I think they figured out who our studs were, and they were able to.
Yeah, real quick.
I think that was easier to game plan when for 6th grade there's not a lot of participation, so those are going to be the smallest rosters, and
I'm manifesting a dub right now.
So it sounds like 7th grade is gonna have a good turnout. I know we still need 8th grade linemen, or not 8th grade, or we need 7th grade O linemen. We need about 8 more, and then both the rosters will be full. So hopefully
we need what was it? 3. They was needing 6 or 7, maybe 8 spots for 6th grade for All-Star Classic.
Is that all?
Yep.
Oh, that's good then. Okay.
Yeah.
I was thinking it was more than that, but
I believe it was 6 or 7. Don't quote me, but
we are at least gonna have enough for 2 squads to change out every series. So that would be
nice.
Good.
Like a platoon squad.
Yeah, if we don't get the linemen like we need, there's probably going to be linemen that will play most of the game. But I'd say you're going to have a lot of guys that are going to play most of the game, and you don't really have to worry about substitution because the way that this game works, there is some rules to try to get everyone involved. Since it's,
I just wish I was coaching defense this year.
Well, you wanted to coach offense, though, I thought.
Yeah, I'm just talking about, I like coaching defense last year. Blitz, baby. Blitz, Bama, blitz.
You were a DB coach, though, so I know sometimes you were like, let's blitz them all. Well, actually, we did that after a while, didn't we?
Yeah, we did that after a while, and we just sent the whole house.
Because it was so cold last year that the quarterbacks because we had a really good.
The quarterback barely could hold on to the ball.
Yeah, I mean, the first half we were able to do what we wanted, and we drove down, scored on. We had a really good passing game going on. We scored right before the half. I think actually weren't we up 8-6, right?
Yeah.
And then it was a different
Different
game
outcome.
in the second half, and we had a chance to come back. We were moving the ball pretty good, but we had some fumbles. We ended up running up pretty much wildcat because our quarterback was freaking stud running back,
Yeah.
running the ball. So we had to we had to pretty much run wildcat because a lot of the guys had trouble holding on to the ball, and we didn't want to turn over. We needed a chance to win, so we were.
So what's Aaron coaching this year?
He's coaching running backs, so
Okay.
yeah, and then I'm doing receivers and special teams, so get to do a little bit of play calling, which is nice. So
Yeah.
I'm
I got
excited.
receivers and DBs this year.
Nice. But I think we covered everything.
I believe we did.
Yeah, I think we took care of everything. So, guys, we're gonna do more of these, especially next week. This show's probably gonna be on a lot. So if we have any interviews with coaches, maybe we'll get some of the Region 4 guys together in a room and record a show. Because oh man, you guys would get a kick out of all of us together. Because
Yeah.
we all have some good laughs.
It's a time when we're all together. It's a time to be had.
Aaron's got some ammo for you, buddy. You're gonna get hazed all weekend. So I hope
buddy, that's all right. I'll just get it right back.
I hope you're prepared for it. So.
Oh, I'm prepared.
But guys, that's all the time that we're gonna do for this show. I think I'm pretty sure we went really long, but that's okay. But we're probably gonna open up boxes here soon and invite some people in to talk. But as far as the YouTube show, this has been it. This has been the Midline Show. I'm your host, Connor.
I'm Jay, the co-host.
And see you guys next time. Peace.
Peace.
Good stuff, Jay.
Good stuff, bro. Good stuff.
Yeah. I need to go get my charger. My phone's starting to die because I'm fine with being on here for a little bit.